Coming out. Thank you, teammates, for coming out. Just like to start off and say I came to UCLA for a reason, and the reason I was actually talking to my dad a little bit before this, and I told him I came to UCLA for this specific reason, not to just do something for the program, but to help not just me personally, but this team build and bring UCLA back to national prominence. And I think that was the one thing that sort of stuck in my head, and talking to family and talking to people around me and understanding why exactly I came here. I talked to Jonathan Franklin, and he helped me out a lot. And I think another reason was also getting my degree on just this kind of school. And to walk out of here with a degree is something that I really want to do. So, and also just to be able to play with my friends. I mean, just talking to them and talking to a couple players, I think, and also Coach Moore, I think there's a lot of things that you can get just from playing in this type of experience. Talking to Dayton and Jonathan, when you go to that next level, it's different than just having that brotherhood. Everybody has families. After practice, you're going on to yourself and you're doing your own thing. But in college, you sort of understand what a brotherhood is really about. And I think that's something I really don't feel like I want to leave yet. And just to be able to get my degree and come back and play another year. So I would like to announce that I'm not going to the draft, and I'm staying another year here at UCLA, and we're going to do big things this year, so let's have some fun and do it. All anticipation.
Open it up to questions, guys.
Brett, how big of a part did how good this team is going to be next year play a part in your decision?
Huge. I think I was actually just talking to Coach Moore about the recruiting class coming in and sort of what we have for next year. I think all the stars are aligned pretty much. I think we built a platform at UCLA, and we've developed this program into from 7-6 going 9-5 to now 10-3, and being a team that's recognized but not really in the prominent spotlight yet. And I think with what we have coming in and what we have already as far as the players, and a lot of our team, defense coming back, a lot of the offense coming back, our O-line, everybody's pretty much coming back. We have Owa added to the addition. I think all the stars are really aligned to put together something really special here at UCLA, and not just something that you'll forget about, but something where you'll be remembered for something along the line when you get older. You can look back and say, I was a part of that team and that program, and help bring them back to where they need to be. What
did your NFL draft evaluation come back as?
It was the same thing, second, third, maybe even fourth round. And with the possibility of teams picking you in the first, it was sort of scattered everywhere. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that you take into account. And like I said, I think one of the things was being able to come back to something truly special. And I think not leaving it before it was where it needed to be, and help bring it to the stage that it needed to be, was something I really sat on and thought about all night long.
How much the fact that Coach Morris stayed and didn't go to Texas or Washington schools that were after him, and he showed a commitment to the school, did that play something in your decision?
Yeah, it played a huge part of my decision. I love Coach Moore to death. I like what he's done with the program and the coach and the man he is. I think he's done a lot for not just as football players, but us as growing young men. And he's just a coach that you can look at and really respect for what he does. So that was a huge part.
You said kind of after the game that you thought you knew what you wanted to do before the game, and then you kind of changed your mind. Can you take us through that and what the next few days after that were like?
Honestly, this decision was it was harder than I expected. I think a lot of the times you should just be able to have a clear mind at what you do and have peace and understanding at what you're going to do. But this one was a little harder than I expected. And after the game, after a big time game like that, and everybody's talking about you, and you're getting praise and all that stuff, you sort of got to let it settle before you really come to a decision and make a decision that's not going to impact just you right now, but even you in the future. So this is, it's a big decision, but I'm happy and happy that I made this decision to come back and stand in the year and play for, with my brothers and with the coaches in this team.
How close were you to leaving?
It was, you know, just thinking about it. I mean, I mean, it could have been a coin flip at one point in the time, but like I said, you know, after sort of just letting everything settle and sort of getting back home and talking to my dad, talking to a couple players, talking to really my close circle, and just sort of getting the feel for what everything is and what's really, you know, about to take place here and how close we are to being great at UCLA is something that I feel like I didn't want to leave yet. Just because, I mean, from what we built in 2 years, I mean, next year we have the potential and to turn that potential into something really great.
Was there any one person's advice or something that someone told you that especially stood out when it came to making your decision?
Actually, I think Jonathan Franklin. He told me that there are things in life you don't want to rush, and you know, that sort of stuck. Just sort of knowing that you only get college once, and I think to play this great game and to be a part of this kind of brotherhood that we've built here, and just to understand that we're on the verge of something great, and to take this team to somewhere like a BCS Bowl or you know, to win a Rose Bowl, you know, something we haven't done in a long time. I mean, we haven't won 2 games in a long time, which we accomplished this year, but now to think about BCS bursts and winning those games and really, you know, doing something special here is something that I really want to be a part of.
How much did you think about, you know, risk of injury or anything like that coming back?
I think there's a risk to anything you do in life, so that's something I'm not really too worried about. Obviously, it's something, you know, you have to take thought of, but at the end of the day, as long as, you know, everything's being handled and, you know, in the training room and all that stuff, I'll be fine.
Anything else? All right.
Too long.
Thanks, Brett.